City Council, regular council meeting to order Tuesday, November 19th. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have roll call. Bill?
Nelson?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yes.
Recklinkoff?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Webb?
Yes. Motion to approve the agenda?
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made to second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'd like to welcome everyone to the chamber today in our council meeting, and particularly you people that are observing over our television. And we welcome everybody here. The first thing on the agenda is a general discussion, and the way we handle our general discussion is we ask you to step to the podium and state your name and address, and if you have any concerns or comments or anything good to say about the city, we'd appreciate it. The council cannot make any decisions on anything but today, but they're always certainly willing to listen and observe what you have to say. So at this time, I believe we've got Lola Fitch and Mary Valentine and Judy Bowman. I see Judy's here too. Is going to share with us on the Wet Nose Rescue Program, which is going to be interesting.
Well, we thank you for this opportunity to come here today. We're a brand new organization. We started on July 15th of this year, and we are just beginning to learn of everything that we need to set up a rescue and adoption for Plymouth County. We do have a mission statement, and that is finding forever homes for homeless dogs and cats. And we do have our goals of community awareness for cats and dogs in Plymouth County that need shelter and aid. We are looking for adoption for dogs and cats to forever homes. We have a goal of spaying and neutering and releasing cats, and a puppy mill awareness and reporting in Plymouth County. We do have 10 members on our board, and we do have a slate of officers presently. We monthly have meetings, and we've attended 6 events in the last 4 months for the purpose of getting people to know about our group. And we have a petition that was signed by a number of people for a need for this. The events we've attended were the African Scarecrow Festival, the Plymouth County Fair, the Bluegrass Festival, the Farmers Market, Rockin' for Rescue, and Lamar Shopping at the Fairgrounds. We do have a lot of events coming up. We're just trying to let people know what we're starting, and we're looking at getting up our volunteer lists and our membership lists to run the organization. We do currently have a secured lawyer. We have our corporation ID, our bylaws, our 501(c)(3) status. We're working on our liability and our Iowa license for shelter permission. And we are going to be taking some grant writing classes, because that's one of the ways that we want to work on our funding. We have 37 members through donations and memberships. We have $2,700 in our account. It's a little bit of a start. We are asking the city for maybe some help with finding a building for housing as soon as we get the permits and we have the right amount of training for this. So we're just asking, like, if you have suggestions on how you can help us with this, and what you think we need to do as an organization for shelter and adoption for the animals in Lamar's. We're just open to your assistance also.
Any comments?
Jason, I got one question, just off the cuff, not even, does our code allow for multiple animal facility within our existing zoning and
Certain
code?
zones.
Okay, certain zones, okay, and those are? Okay, no, that's not a trick question, sorry, no, that's fine, but we.
Yeah, I would assume it would start somewhere in a B. Okay, I doubt it would apply anywhere in a
Residential area, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know, the only one I know for sure, because we've had past experiences with it, was Sharon's Embroidery, right there.
By Schofield?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know that was zoned for potentially a,
Animal facility?
well, dog, not a boarding facility, but a, where she could breed dogs there.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's about the same thing.
I was just curious.
Yeah, but that's a B2, I think that is,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Are there any other things that we need to consider as far as the city is concerned, other than the zoning area? Can you think of?
Do you, if I may ask a question, you know, if we help you find the building for you, will you maintain that full-time? Have there people there, or what's your thoughts on that, or what's your procedures?
Well, we're still working out procedures. We're looking at a volunteer group that will meet on a regular basis and take care of the animals and
Okay.
fundraisers and, you know, so hopefully we won't have any dogs too long, any
Yeah.
dogs or cats too long.
Yes, back
I'm Eva Mao. I'm taking a great interest in this.
Could you step up to the microphone, Matt, please?
Yeah, I'm Eva Mao, and I'm taking a great interest in this. I have a great love for animals, and I have deep feelings that it's time for us in this community to take care of our own strays, our own, we have a dog catcher. We need a place, and we need to take responsibility for what happens to the animals in this community. We dump on Sioux City, they're sick and tired of it. We need to go with this in Plymouth County. I think we need the cooperation of the supervisors. I think we need a lot of cooperation from you. This group cannot do it on our own. We cannot. If we don't get some help from you, then we're done, because we can't raise enough money to keep this going on our own. That's all there is to it. So I'm begging you, I'm asking you to please help us. I have waited close to 10 years for a dog park. Waited and waited and waited, and you promised a dog park. We don't have a dog park. We have games out there by the river, we have other stuff out there, but you never got a dog park. I feel that you let us down on that, I really do. My dogs need a dog park. Therefore, if that can't come to be, then please give us your support for this kind of thing, because it's badly, badly needed. Thank you.
Ma'am, before you leave, you wanna bring them up to date on our dog park?
I'm gonna bring up a couple things.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be an informational thing on what you guys are doing, not a specific request for anything. So we're not gonna address any request today.
That's fine,
Okay.
I just wanted
The
to
dog
get
park,
this off my chest.
The dog park, that concept started about 2012, 2013 with the whole Betterment Foundation projects. There's 10 of them, okay? So I'm only gonna, I've explained this in the past because I constantly get asked about a dog park. Those were 10 projects, okay? Dog park was one of them, okay? 5 of associated with a CAT grant, which has state money, okay? Those have a specific deadline to get done. The 10 projects overall were given a time frame of 7 years to complete, okay? The focus right now is those 5 that have to do with the CAT grant, okay? As soon as those are done, then I'll deal with the other ones, okay? Right now, the dog park is in the design, okay? It's still not fully designed. There's a concept for it, but it's not designed. The location is picked for it. So as soon as, the last project to do with the CAT grant is the CWC building, the YMCA. That is getting an addition put on. That is the last one with the CAT grant, so that has the priority of a deadline, okay? Then we'll get to the dog park, then there's rec trail extensions. There's about 4 or 5 other projects that will get done, okay? So the dog park is still coming. It hasn't been forgotten about.
It would have been good to have had that information at some time, you know, then I wouldn't have had to get up here and spout off.
No, no, ma'am, but that's the reason I wanted to share you where it's at and why, and what's caused it, so that's where we're at. Now, do you have any other questions?
Bruce, we really want, the thing we're really going for is for a shelter, because we think it's more, perhaps more desperately needed than even a dog park, because of the animals that are just dumped here in the city. Cats, that's one of the things we would like to do is, catch, spay, and release cats, that are feral and all. We have too many that are running around that don't have homes. So a shelter is really what, it's on our radar first of all.
Are you talking release them back?
Pardon?
Are you talking catch, spay, and then release them back to wild?
That's what they recommend for cats, for feral.
See, my biggest
Feral.
fear, and I mean, I'm not gonna drag this out, but my biggest fear is that we have a facility. All of a sudden, we become a dumping site for everybody else. My wife and I rescued our dog, which we currently have
Yeah,
10 years ago. But I think you start opening the door for
No, we
everybody.
would not do that unless we could not find a home, adoption home,
Okay.
because we wanna find forever homes
Just
for
curious.
dogs, cats, or anything else that,
Okay.
that's the number one thing. And this catch, spay, release is down the road a ways. It just isn't it isn't one of our first goals. We want to catch, we want to keep the animals we get and then get them vetted, and when they're ready, then to go to some forever home.
We do have some petitions signed for a need in the area, so who should I give this to?
I'll pass out.
Jason,
Yep.
our city administrator.
Okay.
We're not, we may sound like we're inquisitive and negative and all this kind of stuff, because that's what we always do, but we're not. We're very grateful that there are volunteers out there that are trying to make our place better. Volunteers are what make this place great. So don't look at what we're saying and the questions we're asking as being a negative. We were just trying to figure out what's going on, and like Jason says, we can't do anything because it's discussion, but now that we have some more information, maybe we can, figure out what you guys need as far as a facility. You can help us with that, and then we can see if we have any place that even closely fits that criteria. So, don't look at this as being a bashing. It's far from it. We're just very inquisitive when we sit up here, and sometimes it comes out negative, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to figure out what your guys are actually need before we go through it.
Jason?
Yeah.
That's what we're
Okay.
Unless Jason wants to talk, I'll just add to what Rex said a little bit. We are collecting dogs, but that has been going fairly well. It is troublesome to try to find somebody that wants to go out and catch dogs, as we've had an open application now for about 3 months. We can't find anybody. So this is a problem, but we're trying to address it the best we can. We're collecting dogs, we're housing them on a short-term basis, and they're getting sent to long-term facilities once no one claims them. But I'm willing to talk to them, and we can sit down and talk with these folks too. So.
Along that line, Jake, Kevin, Noah's Hope, is that a group here in town also?
We're working with Noah's Hope and the Siouxland Humane Society
Okay.
for dogs that we collect.
Would this be along with Noah's Hope, or where are you?
To be separate from Noah's Hope, I'm assuming.
That is something we haven't worked out yet with Noah's Hope because they have a contract for strays in Lamar's.
Is that correct?
That's what we understood from Noah's Hope yesterday.
They don't have an exclusive contract with us.
It's not exclusive, okay.
But we can talk.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
But they're
Okay.
overloaded, Noah's Hope is, they just don't have room for any more dogs, they have a waiting list. So
What do they
it's-
do with their dogs?
They put them into homes, foster homes, until they find a forever home for them. And sometimes they're there quite a long time. We're not right away looking at foster homes, although that's one of the things we want to do is get a list of people who will foster them.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Before
Hey,
you all leave that subject, I would like to introduce an example of what we've been dealing with here. Some of you knew Dolores Burkhardt. Anybody? No? Well, anyway, Buddy didn't have a home to go to, and so he came to Wet Nose in a very unofficial capacity, and we tried to find a home for him. And he's old, he's 14 and 55 pounds, so nobody wanted him. We showed him like a house about a dozen times. But we dealt this summer from July on about, I suppose we dealt with 8 dogs, and they were all out of the city limits, including him. And then we dealt with 2 kittens that were in the city limits, but very informally. But this is the kind of stuff, somebody dies, leaves a dog, and I called Noah's Hope immediately, and they said, we are he would be on a long, long waiting list for old and big. That's what they got down there. So anyway, I just wanted you to kind of see what,
that dog named Buddy?
that's Buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a really nice dog. He's kind of nervous about
Yeah.
coming to council.
Most people are.
Well, yeah, and then this is our, it's kind of hairy too, but this is our wet nose rescue.
Oh, I see, yeah. Well, thanks, Judy.
Yep.
Now, you don't have a physical location yet,
No,
I mean, you're
no.
not actively.
No, nothing yet.
Okay, is there any other, for open discussion?
Greg Smith, Code Enforcement. We've had our first taste of winter about a week ago, and I guess I just want to remind residents of our winter snow policy on the public sidewalks. 48 hours to get the public sidewalks scooped off in front of your residence and or business. If they are not scooped off, I'm generally notified of such and go through the proper procedures of abatement, of having the sidewalks cleaned off. And this is after the snow event has stopped, so you don't have to clean it off during the snow. It's just once it's stopped, get the sidewalks cleaned off within 48 hours. Save a lot of time and money on their end. So it's just a reminder to people don't blow snow from the parking lots into the city streets or alleys. Don't, frustrate your neighbors by putting your snow on their sidewalk. That just causes additional problems, and that's stuff I get to deal with all winter long. So just be courteous of your neighbors and be courteous of the city. Don't put the snow on the city streets and get them done in a timely manner.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Greg, the information.
Now that he said that, there will not be any issues all winter.
I'm sure you're right.
As long as it's 50 days after the snow.
Yeah. We try to keep everything positive around here. Okay, anything else, or anybody else? Now I'm gonna move on to, thumbs up award, John? Clark, Steve, Rex?
Yeah, we got, Mr. Donlin that won election.
Yeah.
He's sitting out there, actively paying attention to make sure he doesn't screw up when he gets up here. So congratulations, Mike.
Okay. Ken?
Congratulations to the fire chief, our state president of the organization.
That's what I had down too. Our Fire Chief Dave Shipper was elected president of the State Fire Association. Am I right on that, Dave? And congratulations on your president.
Thank you.
And even better, he's in the audience today, considering the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Don't know for how long, but I'm here.
So you are the chief?
I'm the chief. Tell you what,
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm not letting that sit for a minute. Just one more way that people find out where Lamar's is. It's a good thing. It's a
I
good
like it.
thing.
Is the president hiring the chief?
We got a chief next.
Okay, moving on to the consent items. All items listed on the consent agenda be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion on those items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. Today we have 6 of them. Approval of the November 5th, 2019 regular meeting minutes. Number 2 is a list of bills for the period ending 11/15/19. Number 3 is a monthly financial statement for October 2019. Number 4 is an urban revitalization tax exemption request. Number 5 is a property and casualty insurance. And number 6 is the TIF indebtedness certification and annual urban renewal report, AFR. Questions on pulling any of these?
Number 5, step up to the podium. Since you're in the audience.
Rob, next.
Well, I can't let him go if he's here. What's the 13% increase in inland marine?
Inland marine is
I didn't know
insurance.
we had a marina, but.
It's a fancy word for property insurance that's mobile. So any equipment that's on fire trucks and those types of things, where we can't assign an address to it.
Okay.
And that's, yeah, we had an increase in the amount of insured value by